So go ahead and make your way to the floor, lying on your back. And just a comfortable, could be Shavasana, it could be constructive rest, knees bent and resting on one another. That can be a nice alternative, especially if your low back gives you any issues when you're lying flat. You could also put pillows under your knees. And then once you feel settled in here, just go ahead and close the eyes. Make any little adjustments you need to, drawing the shoulders out of the ears, lengthening the low back, moving the head around, so that you can settle in with the eyes closed and just start to bring your awareness inward. Start to feel into those places in your body that are making contact with the earth. And even though the earth is many layers probably beneath where you actually are, feel into the energy of the earth. And then come up to the actual surface beneath your body and feel the texture of that surface. Feel the temperature. And then feel into that space around you, feeling the air on your skin. Noticing any smells in the air, sounds. Just starting to turn on your senses. So we drop into this place of sensation in our body. Noticing and feeling. And then bring that awareness, bring that attention inward. And start to come to your breath. Breathing in and out through the nose, start to feel the breath getting expansive on the inhale and contracting you back to the midline on the exhale. So feel all of that spaciousness as you inhale and you fill up with breath. And as you exhale, drawing to the midline, letting your body get a little heavier to the earth, your bones a little bit heavier. Inhale, let that spaciousness come into your body. Move it through every limb and all the way up into your brain and in your mind. And as you exhale, softening and deepening into your center. And then stay with that deep breath. And start to attune to that inner voice, that deep knowing within yourself. Start to connect to that voice, that place within you. And as you move, letting that movement be informed by that deep inner voice, the inner knowing. And as we move through the rest of our day, as we move through the world, we're trying to move more from that place of center. That place of knowing in ourselves. That we make conscious choices about how we choose to respond, how we choose to move through the world. Rooted in ourselves, rooted to the earth. Rooted in our connection to ourselves. We try and strengthen that bond, that trust in ourselves. And so for today, we're going to let that be our intention. That connection, that intention to strengthen that trust. Let your hands come to rest somewhere on your body, wherever it is they feel called to rest. Could be anywhere. But feel that connection with yourself. And then let your hands come up to your heart, if they're not already there. And feel into that heart of hearts. And then let the arms expand out to the side, straight out from your shoulders. So you're in this T, but let the palms be up. From your exhale, and draw the knees into the chest and take the legs up to the sky. So you're making kind of this TL shape. And then point your feet and flex them. Now, if your legs don't like to be up without your hands, use your hands on the back of the thighs, no big deal. But if you can use your abdominals and your hip flexors to have the legs up, try that. Point and flex, and point and flex. Shoulders are relaxed, neck is relaxed. Now take the feet and circle them up. And go the other direction. Good. And then from here, take your hands and you're going to bring them right under your hips. So you're kind of seated on your hands. And I kind of make this like little diamond shape for my hands. And what we're trying to do is get that low back on the ground. So we're just lifting our tailbone a little bit to get that length in the low back. Okay. Now float out through the feet. Take an inhale here, and on the exhale, lower about a third of the way down. Press out through the balls of the feet. Drop down through your low back, drop down through the navel, relax the head and the shoulders and the neck. Breathe here, and you can absolutely stay here or drop another third of the way down. And pause and breathe. Again, the low back is down, the navel's in, you're hugging everything and anchoring it down. You're probably shaking a little bit. That's beautiful. Come another few inches down. Keep lengthening your low back, pulling your belly in, squeezing your inner thighs together and down, and then let the feet come all the way down. Good. Draw the knees into the chest. Take them straight up. 2 more times like that. Take an inhale, low back anchors, navel anchors. Exhale, lower about a third of the way down. Breathe here. And then exhale and lower another third of the way down. Lengthen that low back, pull the belly in, pull the ribs in, lower another third of the way down. So you're hovering just above the ground a few inches. Belly in, back down, ribs in, lower, all the way down. One more time. Bring the knees in, take them straight up. Good. Inhale, lower that low back down, pull the navel down. Exhale, lower a third of the way down. Breathe here. Anchor the back, anchor the navel, lower a third of the way down. And hover above the ground. And lower all the way down. Good. Now we're going to go the other direction. Draw the shoulders out of the ears. Pull the belly in, pull the ribs in, press the back down, extend the legs out, squeeze the inner thighs, and hover the feet. Exhale, lift. Come another little bit up. And then come all the way up. Inhale here. Exhale, lower, hover just above the ground. Squeeze the inner thighs, draw them together and down. Pull the belly and pull the ribs in. Lift. About a third of the way up. Lift another third of the way up. And come all the way up. One more time. Lower and hover right above the ground. Lengthen the spine. Pull the belly in. Pull the ribs in. Squeeze the inner thighs. Lift a third of the way up. Come up another third. Come all the way up. Hug the knees into the chest. Rock yourself side to side. Okay. Take the arms back out into that T. Inhale here, bring the knees at 90 degrees, and then on the exhale, draw the belly in and start to take your knees up and over towards your left hand, but then draw the back of the right shoulder down, the right hand down, squeeze your inner thighs together. Now lift your right knee with your left knee. Lift your left knee into your right knee, pull your belly in, anchor your shoulder down. Keep lifting the left knee into the right knee. Good. Roll your right ribs towards the floor. Squeeze, draw that right shoulder down, and then exhale, lift that left knee into the right. Come back up. Inhale. Exhale, lower over to the right. That right knee coming towards that right elbow. Come where you're hovering, and then lift the right knee into the left. Anchor the back of the left shoulder down. Roll your left ribs down. Lift your right knee into your left inner thigh, squeezing, navel squeezing. Keep breathing. And then exhale, squeeze back to center. Inhale here. Exhale, lower over to the left. Lift that left thigh into the right. Anchor the back of the right shoulder down. Spin your right ribs down. Keep lifting that left thigh up to meet your right. And then exhale, back to center. One more other side. Inhale, lower to the right and hover. Exhale, lift that right knee into the left. Anchor the back of the left shoulder down. Roll the left ribs down. Keep breathing. And exhale, come back to center. Really nice, you guys. Okay. Take the legs back up. Now take the arms up over the head. Inhale. Exhale, lower a third of the way down. Now, if this feels like too much, your hands come under your hips again or down by your side. Otherwise, arms are up by your ears. Legs are extending, back is down, navel is down. Lower another third of the way down. Keep pressing your back down, squeezing your belly in, and then exhale, come back up. Inhale here, exhale, third of the way down. Back down, belly in, lower another third of the way in. And exhale all the way back, just one more time. Inhale here, exhale a third of the way down. Squeeze your inner thighs, squeeze your belly, lower a third of the way down. Come all the way up. Bend the knees, set them down, slide the arms down, take an inhale, exhale, press the earth away, curl up into your bridge, open the front of the body here. Take some deep breaths into the belly, into the front of the thighs. Spin your inner thighs down. Drag your heels isometrically back so they're not actually moving, but that action is happening. Lengthen your low back towards your heels. And then lower down one vertebrae at a time. Once your back's all the way down, widen the feet and just windshield wiper the knees side to side. So our core is all nice and fired up. And then bring the knees in and roll yourself up. Come on over, find hands and knees, tabletop. Spin the biceps forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Pull the ribs and the navel in as you exhale. Get nice and long in your spine. And then send your feet back into high plank. Set your knees down to support that or stay in tabletop. So option 1, option 2, option 3. All are great places to be. Wherever you are, biceps spin forward, fingers spread, press into the whole hand. Front ribs knit together and lift, navel lifts. Like you're pressing the earth away from you, you're broadening your upper back, lengthening the back of the neck. And then send the tailbone back to the heels. Okay, now bring awareness back into your hands. Isometrically draw them away from one another like you're trying to stretch your sticky mat apart. Keep that action and then isometrically draw the heels of the hands back to the toes and the toes forward. You should feel your low belly turn on a lot here. So you're dragging the arms out and back. The navel is drawing up and in. That can all be done with the knees on the ground. Hold it. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Keep spinning the triceps and pedal out the heels here. Take some big, deep breaths. Okay, come back to stillness. We're going to do that one more time. Inhale, roll over the feet, land in your high plank. Heels press back, heart and crown reach forward, ribs in, navel in. Press into your hands, broaden the upper back. Lift into your navel, lengthen the low back, charge your legs. Hands, spread the mat apart and drag them back. Feel that low belly turn on. It's all isometric, so you can't actually see the action, but you should definitely feel it. And then try and find a steady breath here. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Set the knees down wide, set the hips down heavy and the heart down. Just take a breath. Walk your hands out and over to the right. Sink your left shoulder and ribs down. Breathe into the left ribs. Soften the heart, soften the hips. Walk over to the left. Stretch out that right side big. Inhale, stretch it long. The hand walks away, the hip anchors down, and then exhale and roll the shoulder and the ribs and the waist and the hip down. Good, and then inhale back to center. Rise back up to tabletop, walk the knees back under, spin the biceps back forward, and this time it's just straight up to down dog. Exhale. Go ahead and pedal out the knees if you like, or stay in stillness. Find an evenness between the hands and the feet, a length in your spine. And then on the inhale, look to your hands and just take a slow walk forward all the way up. Land with the feet hip distance and parallel, and inhale, lengthen your heart forward, soften the knees, charge the back of the legs, and then exhale. Keep that length and fold over your thighs, letting the head and neck drop. Soften the knees and inhale, roll yourself up to stand. Take the arms, float them all the way up, extended mountain. We're going right back in. Exhale and forward fold. Inhale, come halfway up again, soften the knees, heart forward, belly in. Exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway up, hands to the hips, shoulders up, elbows up. Use the back of the legs and the core. Inhale, rise up, arms up, stretch tall. Right back in, exhale and fold. Inhale, half lift, elongate that spine. Exhale, fold in. This time, either one of the two previous, or take the arms with you, lead with the heart, rise up, inhale, lift the heart, lift the gaze, baby back. Exhale, hands to the heart, close the eyes and pause. Feel the heart beating right at your thumbs. Feel that Ujjayi breath washing through the body. Start to find it again if you've lost it, that rhythmic circular breath. Hearing that breath in the back of the throat. Feeling your feet on the earth. Coming back to your intention, rooted in yourself. And then inhale, sweep the arms, rise up, lift the heart, lift the gaze. Exhale, lead with the heart as you fold forward. Inhale, lengthen halfway up, and on the exhale, just walk it back, downward facing dog. Tricep spin in, hips lift high. Inhale, take your right leg, reach it back and up. And on the exhale, bring the knee into the forehead and round. Press the floor away from you. Press your navel in. Look to the right thumb. Set the foot there. Left knee down. Point the toes and inhale, rise up to your low lunge. Okay. Scissor those thighs together, same foundation. Pull that pelvic floor and belly up, and then exhale, drop your right sit bone towards that right heel, get long in your lunge, and then draw the outer right hip back. Belly in, ribs in. So as you drag your front heel back, you drag your back knee forward, and you open up that left thigh. Exhale the right hand to the right thigh, and the left hand just in front to the outside of the shoulder. Spin your toes out to the right. Inhale here, and then exhale, lean away from your thigh, press your thigh away from you. Then bend that left knee, curl up, maybe reach back and grab the outer edge of the foot. Pull the heel in, draw the elbows together, and breathe here. Good. And then bring the right hand all the way back around under the right shoulder. Left hand under the left. Go ahead and release those left toes to the floor, curled under. Spin your right toe back forward. So now it's a little bit wide. Your hands are inside your leg. Lift your left knee. So you're in a wide runner's lunge. Circle those hips out. Go the other way. Good. From here, take that right leg, reach it back and up again. Roll the hip open, bend the knee, and circle. Good. Extend the legs, square the hips. Set it down. Inhale forward into your high plank. Set your knees down, shoulders back, lower to your belly. Extend the legs, anchor them down, lift the shoulders, draw them down, lengthen the heart, lift it up. Just baby cobra. Hover your hands, squeeze your shoulder blades together and back. And then exhale, lower the forehead to the earth. Take an inhale, rest, let everything relax. You can rock it side to side. And then exhale, we'll press through our hands and our knees and lift up, downward facing dog. Okay. From here, inhale, take your left leg, reach it back and up, hips stay squared. Exhale, shift forward, knee to the forehead, navel to the spine, round in, press the floor away, hug everything in, look to your left thumb, set your foot there. Right knee down, point the toes, inhale, rise up. So find that foundation, and then exhale and drop in. And then pull that heel back, pull that knee forward. Left hand to the left thigh. Right hand just a little bit diagonal from your shoulder. Press your left thigh away from you. Flex those left toes and spin them out a little bit. And then maybe pick up that right foot. Reach back and grab it. Good, and then release the foot. Left hand comes back under the left shoulder. Right hand walks in. Walk your foot out to the left. Curl those right toes under so you're wide in your runner's lunge. Lift the knee and circle. Make sure the left knee is over the ankle. Circle to one direction and then the other. And then from here, we lift back up, three-legged dog, left leg up. Extend, triceps in, spin the hip open, bend the knee. Take some circles. Extend the leg and square the hip and set it down. Inhale, look to your hands, and as you exhale, just take a nice slow walk all the way to the front of the mat, landing with the feet hip distance. Soften the knees, inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale. Either roll up or unhinge, either way. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg back and up. Exhale, knee to the forehead, round in, lift up high, look to your thumb, set your foot there. Land in your runner's lunge now. Right knee over the right ankle, back of the left thigh lifted, outer right hip drawing back. Now rock yourself a little front to back. And then find yourself even. Lift up in the pelvic floor, lift up in the belly, left hand down. Inhale, float your right arm up. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. Breathe here. Good. Exhale, set your right hand inside your right foot. Brace the arm against your shin bone. Your left knee can absolutely come to the ground. Or leave it up and float your left arm up. Press your arm into your leg, press your leg into your arm, press the hand into the floor, and reach the hand to the sky. Good. And then exhale, set that left hand back down. Unwind that right arm so it's back to the outside. Lift that left heel and come into a long pyramid. Inhale, heart forward, kneecaps back. Exhale. From here, bend that front knee back to your runner's lunge. Walk the hands forward, look forward. We're coming into a warrior three. Take an inhale, exhale, lift that left leg. Keep the hips square and you can walk the hands forward under the shoulders. Standing leg is strong, active. Left hip is squaring to the floor. Good. And then start to bend your standing leg, walk your hands back, reach, 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 reach. Slowly set it down back to your runner's lunge. Hands come down, three-legged dog, right leg sweeps up and back. Spin the hip open, lift the leg high, wrap the triceps in, bend the knee. Circles, bigger and slower. Really big. And then the other way. Again, really big. Good. And then extend it back and set it down. Inhale forward to high plank. Knees can come down or keep them up. Heart forward, shoulders back, lower, down. Inhale, low cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg rises. Flow with your breath. Exhale, knee to the forehead, rounded. Take an inhale. Look to your left thumb. Exhale, set your hand there. Inhale, heart forward, heel back, back of the right thigh lifted. Lift your navel, lift your ribs. Rock yourself a little front to back here. Press the heel forward and back, and then come even. Right hand to the earth. Inhale, float your left arm up. Draw the shoulders back, draw that left hip back. Lift the back of the right thigh. Exhale, left hand braces right inside that left foot. Again, your right knee can come to the ground, or inhale, right arm to the sky. Spin your ribs open. Exhale, right hand down, left hand down. Take an inhale, walk your hands forward, and then exhale, lift up, warrior three. Spin that right hip down, left leg strong and straight, heart and crown forward. Good. Start to bend your standing leg, reach the ball of the foot, walk the hands back, bend that standing leg, reach, 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 reach. Runner's lunge, inhale. Hands down, exhale, back, three-legged dog, sweep that back leg up, roll the triceps in, inhale, spin the hip open and bend the knee. Big, slow, exaggerated circles. 2 to one direction, 2 to the other direction. And then extend the leg, set the foot down. Inhale, forward to your high plank. Exhale, down to the belly. From here, hands behind your back. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, anchor the feet, lengthen them, lengthen the heart, and lift it. Back of the neck long, crown of the head reaching forward. Spread across the collarbones, lift through the navel. And exhale, lower down. Stay here, child's pose or down dog for 4 breaths. If you're transitioning, use your exhale to take it back, child's pose, or take it back, down dog. You choose. Deep breaths. Okay, make your way to down dog if you're not already there. Inhale, look towards your hands at the bottom of the exhale. Step, walk, or maybe float the feet forward. Inhale to lengthen once you arrive there. And exhale to fold. Now have your big toes touching and the heels slightly separated. Inhale to rise. Come all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Anjali Mudra. From here, Utkatasana chair pose. Go ahead and start to sit yourself back and down. Fingertips can brush the outer edges of the feet, and then heart up, arms up, belly and tailbone down. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Make sure you can see your toes if you look down. Keep squeezing, keep lifting that belly, sitting down, heart lifting, arms lifting. Ribs lifting, belly lifting. Inner thighs squeezing together. Exhale and fold. Inhale, lengthen into that half lift. This time on the exhale, we're stepping it back to high plank. You're welcome to float through a vinyasa if you want. Float through chaturanga, come into up dog. Otherwise, land in high plank. Exhale, lower to the belly with the knees or without. Inhale, extend the legs, heart forward. Come up to a baby cobra. And then drag your hands back. Come a little higher. If you're going to up dog, no big deal. Hang tight. And then exhale. Downward facing dog. Okay, right leg rises. Inhale. Exhale, knee to the forehead. This time, look to your right thumb. Set your foot there. Spin your left heel down. Warrior one. Inhale, rise up. Bend into that front knee. Press into the outer edge of that back foot. Outer right hip draws back. Left hip draws forward. Good. Inhale, open across the chest. Exhale, take your left arm on top of right, wrap for shoulders, thumb and pinky or palm to palm, eagle arms. Keep pressing into that back foot and drawing your front hip back or your right hip back. And then inhale, lift the elbows, drop the shoulders. Keep pressing into that left foot, opening the whole hip flexor. Good, and then as you exhale, draw the belly and come back up. Unwind, inhale, spread the arms wide. Flip the palms to face behind you, bend the elbows and interlace. Shoulders roll back, knuckles drag down your left thigh as you bend into your right one. Pull the belly up. Okay, now inhale, lift the hands, lift the heart, maybe lift the gaze. Keep all of that length in the front of the body. And then exhale, press into your back foot to drag your heart forward. Land on your thigh maybe, or come to the inside and drop your head and lift your knuckles. Humble warrior. Good. To come out of it, press through the knuckles. Inhale, press into the feet, rise up. Keep your hands if you can and spin to the toes. Warrior 3 with your hands interlaced, or release them and send them to the floor like we already have done. Inhale here, lean forward, get long, pull the belly in, exhale. Left leg rises. Good. Okay, to come out of it, if your hands are interlaced, keep them. If they're not, no big deal. Start to bend your standing leg. We're setting that left foot down for pyramid. Set it down, inhale, rise up. So now your hips are squared forward. You're about hip distance from left to right. 3 feet front to back. Bend your elbows, slide so that now you're grabbing your opposite elbows, or perhaps you're reversing your prayer behind your back. You choose. Draw that right hip back. Lift your pelvic floor, lift your belly, lift your heart. Press your pinkies into your low back to drag and lengthen your low back as the heart lifts and the crown lifts. And then exhale, hinge forward at the hips. Kneecaps lift strongly, heart elongates forward, crown elongates forward, outer right hip draws back. Pause about halfway down. Feel into your legs, notice if they're hyperextending, soften the knees, engage the quads. And then you can stay here or keep folding all the way down. Shoulders lift away from the ears. Right hip draws back, heart and crown draw forward, and you're breathing. Palms are pressing together if you're in prayer. If you're grabbing the elbows, beautiful. If you want your hands to the floor, also beautiful. All are options you choose. Okay. One more breath, and then everyone's going to release their clasp. Set their hands down. Bend the front knee. Step back to high plank. Inhale. Exhale to the belly. Point the toes, drag the heart forward, lift it up. Again, you can move through your own version. Get a little bit higher, pull the belly up, anchor the feet down, draw the shoulders back. And then exhale, curl the toes under, downward facing dog. Other side, inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, knee to the forehead, left foot to the left thumb, angle that right foot down, inhale, rise up. Warrior 1. Bend into the front knee and drag your hip back. Press into that right foot. Good. Breathe here. Find that stability in the legs, then open across the arms as you inhale. Exhale, cross the right arm on top of the left, shoulders, thumb and pinky are palm to palm. Squeeze the elbows, drag them forward. Shoulders down and back. Create that foundation in the legs, that lift in the belly, and then inhale and maybe lift the elbows and the gaze. Stay firm in your legs, grounded, rooted. And then let the heart lift. And then exhale, strong core brings you back up. Unwind, inhale, spread the arms wide, flip the palms to face behind you. Switch up your clasp so the opposite thumb is on top. Roll the shoulders back, drag the knuckles back, keep the belly lifted, pelvic floor lifted, and then inhale, let the heart and the gaze lift too. And then exhale, keep that length in the front of the body, drag it forward, press into your back foot, reach your heart forward, reach your crown forward, rest to the thigh, or come to the inside of it, knuckles up, crown of the head down. Humble warrior, keep drawing your left hip back. And then press through your knuckles to inhale, come upright. You can release the hands and set them to the floor or your hips or your heart. Otherwise, keep them, spin your toes. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, rise up. Spinning that right hip down and the inner thigh up, breathe. Extend front to back and then set that right foot down and inhale, stand up. Square the hips to the front of the mat. From here, release your clasp. Opposite elbows, prayer, or hands are gonna be on the hips. Okay, shoulders back and down. If you're in prayer, your palms are grasping together. Lift your belly, lengthen your low back. Kneecaps lift, inhale. And then as you exhale, hinge yourself forward. Keep drawing that left hip back, extending your heart and your crown forward. Breathe, breathe. Pause about halfway down. Feel into your feet again. Feel into your legs. Feel into your spine. And then maybe continue folding all the way down. At some point, your arms might just want to come to the floor. That's fine. Do what works. Breathing along the way. Left hip drawing back. Heart and crown drawing forward. And then everyone go ahead and release your hands. Take an inhale. And on the exhale, walk it back. High plank. Inhale here. Okay. So if you're going through knees, set your knees down. You're going to lower down and come into cobra. If you're working your chaturanga, come through chaturanga. Pause. Press on your toes to lift that heart into your up dog. Knees are off the ground. And then exhale. Lift your hips to down dog. Here, child's pose. You choose 5 breaths. Drop into that steady, fluid inhale and exhale. Two more breaths. Okay, next inhale, look to your hands. At the bottom of the exhale, step, walk, or float the feet forward. Land with the big toes touching. Inhale, lengthen halfway up, and exhale, fold all the way down. On the inhale, transition upright, rolling up or unhinging, lifting your heart, your arms, and maybe your gaze to the sky. And then exhale, hands to the heart, unjuggling. Back into Utkatasana. Inhale, sit down, sweep the arms, lift them up. Exhale, pull the belly and squeeze the inner thighs. Sit back, sit down, peel your toes up, lift your heart up, breathe. Okay. Exhale and fold. Inhale and lengthen. Again, if you want to float through chaturanga up dog, be my guest. Otherwise, step it back, high plank. Pause in your high plank on an inhale. Exhale, lower to your belly. Inhale, take your cobra or your up dog. And exhale, land to downward facing dog. So that transitions up to you. You have lots of options. Okay. I'm going to mirror you for this next one. Inhale, take your right leg, reach it back and up. Exhale, bring the knee to the forehead. This time, step the foot right between your thumbs. Spin your left heel down, spin your arms up. Land in your warrior 2. Front knee over that front ankle and landing or positioning over the second and third toes. Press from the outer edge of your back foot. Shoulders over the hips. Breathe. Bend into that front knee, but lift up through your pelvic floor and your belly. Good. Okay, now gaze over your front fingers. Right over that middle finger. Steady gaze, solid in and out breath. That warrior 2 stance. Now flip that palm up. Take an inhale. Reach back to your left arm and reach that right arm up to the sky to reverse your warrior. Now your gaze can turn to the side. Your gaze can look up at your hand. Go where it feels okay. This left hand, there's barely any pressure. You're just resting it. Maybe the back of the thigh, maybe the hip. Reach up and over through that right arm. Bend into that right knee. Lift. And then inhale back through warrior two. Keep reaching through that right arm. Reach, 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 reach. Options, elbow to the thigh, left arm reaches over the ear, or you might try your fingers to the floor and press into that left foot. So we kind of did this when our heel was off the ground. It's a little bit more accessible there. You might try it here. If you feel too rolled down, then elbow to the thigh, no big deal. Spin your ribs open, spin your belly open. And then inhale, peel back up. Straighten your front leg now. Lift your kneecaps, reach, reach, reach to that right arm, and then hinge. Wherever your hand lands, shin, thigh, ankle, big toes, reach to the sky. Both sides of the waist long for Trikonasana. Press into that left foot. Good. From here, we're floating into half moon. Bend into that front knee. You can take both hands down or just one hand down. Lift that back leg and flex it like you're going into that warrior three, but then roll the hip open. And then stack your hips and stack your shoulders and stack your arms. And breathe. Beautiful. To come out of this, set that left hand down, spin your left hip down, set that left foot right next to your right. Inhale, calm and lengthen halfway up, and exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, rise to stand. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, Utkatasana, sit down, lift up. Exhale, belly, ribs in. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, move through your own vinyasa or land in down dog, you choose. From down dog, inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, knee to the forehead. Look between the thumbs, set the foot there. Spin your right heel down, spin your arms up, warrior two. Bend into that front knee, let it land right over the ankle. Then look at that front knee and make sure it's tractioning over the second and third toes so you can see your big toe. Press into that back foot. Good. Spread your fingers, shoulders stay right over the hips. Bend into that front knee, lift into that pelvic floor. Now take your gaze right over your left middle fingers. Steady gaze, steady breath. Firm, rooted foundation. Flip the palm. Inhale, reach back through that right arm and reverse. Try not to lose the bend in that front knee. Gaze can turn to the side now. Big inhale, stretch out of the left hip, bend into the left knee. Right hand is gently resting on your thigh. Inhale, come back through warrior two. Keep reaching through that left arm, slide the elbow or forearm to the thigh, right arm up over the ear. And then again, if you want to lean into it a little bit more, but keep the ribs spinning open. So if that makes the ribs drop, come back up. Big, long line of energy through that right side body. Stretch your fingers, pressing your foot. Inhale, rise back up, warrior two, straighten that leg. Lift your kneecaps, reach through that left arm, and then hinge. Set the hand down, reach the right arm to the sky, triangle. Make sure that front knee is not locked out, so you can even bend it a little bit or really strongly draw the kneecap up. From here, we move to half moon. Take the gaze down, bend the knee, set the hands down to lift that back foot up and flex it. And then start by spinning the hip open. Hand might come onto the hip. Shoulders might stack. Arms might reach. Really flex that lifted leg. And then exhale, right hand down, right hip down. Bend your standing leg a little bit. Set your right foot right next to your left. Inhale, lengthen halfway up. And exhale, fold all the way in. Inhale, rise to stand. Exhale, hands to the heart. Pause here. Just take a moment. Feel your feet. Feel your breath. Feel all that energy pulsing through your body. We're going to start to take it down a little bit. Inhale, sweep the arms, rise. Exhale and forward fold. Inhale, lengthen. This time on the exhale, go ahead and walk back to down dog. Okay. Spin the triceps in, and then inhale. Take that left leg, reach it back and up, and then spin the hip open and bend the knee. Now look under your right armpit for that foot. If you see it and you want to flip it, slowly flip it over. Right leg stays straight. Inhale, reach that left arm. Breathe across the whole front of the body. Good. And then on the exhale, bring it back around, spin it around. That left leg comes back up. Inhale. And then on the exhale, take that left knee to your right elbow. Extend the leg, come onto the outer edge of the foot. Now you can stay right here. Draw that bottom hip away from your shoulder. Square your hands to the floor. Or start to spin flat onto your right foot and reach your arm up. Good. And then exhale, bring it back down. Come back to the toes of the back foot, flex this foot. Keep that foot flexing. You're going to drag that left knee towards your left wrist. Set it down. Slide your right foot back. Walk your hands back, so now you're in pigeon. Now you can adjust this foot, sit over, and bring the shin a little bit more parallel to the top of the mat. Inhale, lift and lengthen the heart. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Lift your low belly. And then exhale, go ahead and settle into your sleeping pigeon. Elbows, make a pillow with your hands, or rest the floor, you choose. From here, walk up to your hands. Inhale. Lift your fingertips by your hips and lift your heart. Think like a little cobra lift of that heart and a squeeze of your inner thighs and a lift of the pelvic floor and the low belly. And then set the hands under the shoulders, curl your right toes under, send that left leg back and up. If you want a three-legged vinyasa, this is a nice place for it. If you want a regular vinyasa, set your foot down. If you want to skip the vinyasa, stay right here in your down dog. Okay. And triceps in. Inhale, take that right leg, reach it back and up. Then on the exhale, spin the hip open and bend the knee. Look under your armpit for that foot. Slowly start to lower it down. Inhale, reach your right arm up and over. Stretch through your left leg. And then as you exhale, bring it back around, three-legged dog. And then on the exhale, bring that right knee to your left elbow. Kick the leg out so you're on the outer edge of the foot. You're on the toes of the back foot. Press the floor away from you. Lift your ribs away from the floor. Stay here. Or spin flat onto that left foot. And reach your left arm up. Breathe. And exhale, bring that arm back around, pivot back to the toes of that back foot, and then exhale, drag that right knee towards the right wrist. Send your left leg back and uncurl the toes, and then adjust your shin as you need to for that. Flank that front foot, walk the hands back by your hips, and inhale, lift the heart, press into your back leg, lift all the way from the pelvic floor, up to the belly, the heart, and the crown. And then exhale and let yourself float in. Deep breaths. Every inhale, get a little bit longer in your spine, a little bit more spacious in your hip, and every exhale, soften. Good. And then inhale, walk yourself back up. Tent up onto your fingertips right by your hips. Lift, lift, lift up. And set the hands under the shoulders. Curl those left toes under. Exhale, take it back. Three-legged dog. Three-legged vinyasa if you want it, regular vinyasa or no vinyasa. You choose. And we're going to land in embryo. So go ahead and set the knees down. Set the hips to the heels. Take the arms back behind you and let the head drop. So if you're taking a vinyasa, you'll land here. And just rock yourself a little side to side. And then go ahead and roll yourself up to kneeling. We're going to sit off to the right. And then take your right shin right in your left sole of the foot. Inhale here. And then on the exhale, twist away from your legs. Inhale, sit up tall. And exhale, keep twisting away from your legs. And then press the floor away so you're opening through the right ribs, reaching away from the legs. And then inhale, come back to center. Take this left leg all the way up and over, setting it to the outside of the thigh now. Inhale, sit up tall here. Take your left hand behind you. Take your right arm up tall. And on the exhale, belly in and rotate. You can hook your elbow right outside your thigh. If that doesn't work for you, you can hug the knee in. You choose. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to rotate. And then inhale and unwind that. Sit back on your sits bones and unwind your legs just through a little baby navasana. And then on the exhale, you're going to tuck your feet into the other side. Bring your right shin inside that left foot. Inhale, sit up. And then on the exhale, twist away from your legs. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, twist. Okay, you're walking away and you're rotating away from the legs. And then inhale and unwind. Take this right leg all the way up and across. Right hand comes behind you to kickstand. Inhale, left arm reaches tall. Exhale, rotate to the right. Hook the elbow or hug the knee. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lift and lengthen, and exhale, twist. Beautiful. And then inhale and unwind. And exhale right through that little baby navasana. And then Baddha Konasana. Inhale, sit up tall. You can use your hands to kickstand, or you can hold the feet, shoulders down, and then maybe a little fold forward. Or you're just staying upright. And then inhale, go ahead and sit up and extend the legs long. Toes up, knees up, flexed feet. Inhale, tall spine, and then exhale again, fold. And again, you can be here kickstanding your chest up if you feel rounded at all in your back. Settle into your breath. And then inhale, go ahead and walk yourself up. Help your legs back together. Extend them out in front of you. Inhale, stretch up tall, and then exhale and lower yourself down. Take an inhale, stretch the arms up by your ears, stretch your legs long like a reclined Tadasana, and then exhale, hug the knees in. Now curl your forehead up to your knees and get a super tight grip on your legs, as tight as you can get. Fingers, wrists, elbows, hands, whatever's available to you, tug in tight, and then keep that, or release the head back down. Should have a nice tight grip on those legs. A little pinching in the hips, that's good. Rock a little side to side. It's like a little cradle. A gentle rock. It's really nice for the nervous system to have this rocking motion. And then keep the knees in, but release the arms. And then hips are going to move over to the right, knees are going to drop to the left, and then back of the right shoulder down. Knees can stay bent or legs can straighten. Top hip draws away from your chest. And bend the knees and unwind that. Bring the hips over to the left now. And exhale, drop the knees over to the right. Stay with them bent or straighten them. Shoulder anchors down. Ribs spin towards the floor. Hip draws away from your chest. Solid deep breaths. And then bend the knees and inhale to unwind. Set the feet down and realign the hips into neutral. Walk the feet together, let the knees open, let the elbows softly bend and just to a nice loose cactus. You can also have your knees this way in a constructed rest if that feels better. Take 3 cleansing breaths here. Take a full big inhale through the nose and fill yourself up. And on the exhale, let it out the mouth. 2 more big inhale. Empty out, exhale. 1 more, fill up. And exhale, sigh it out. Let your legs release, let your arms release. Find your final resting pose, Shavasana. Adjust your body as you need to so you can find this place of rest. So you can let the body settle down to the earth. Let your mind settle, let your breath settle. Let everything rest. For Presence by John O'Donohue. Awaken to the mystery of being here and enter the quiet immensity of your own presence. Have joy and peace in the temple of your senses. Receive encouragement when new frontiers beckon. Respond to the call of your gift and the courage to follow its path. Let the flame of anger free you of all falsity. May warmth of heart keep your presence aflame. May anxiety never linger about you. May your outer dignity mirror an inner dignity of soul. Take time to celebrate the quiet miracles that seek no attention. Be consoled in the secret symmetry of your soul. May you experience each day as a sacred gift woven around the heart of wonder. If you're able to stay in Shavasana, stay just as you are. If you are needing to transition to the rest of your day, start by first noticing that surface beneath you, that sensation of the earth holding you, and feel into your body as it rests here. Feel those spaces that are making contact in those spaces that are expanding into the air around you, into the space around you. And then start to feel that breath expanding, becoming a little bit deeper as you come more into your body.
And then when you're ready, let movement start to come into the body, whatever part of the body feels inclined to move. And then let the hands come to rest once again somewhere on your own body, where you again feel that connection with yourself. You feel that strengthened bond, that strengthened trust in yourself. That attunement to your own voice. Send yourself love and gratitude, compassion and respect, and trust. May we be at peace. May our hearts remain open. May we be awakened to the light of our true nature. May we be healed. May we be a source of healing and kindness for all beings. Thank you all so much for being here. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. I will see you on Thursday.